Northern Thailand, Lanna as he was historically known, a very popular tourist destination and home to one of the best cuisines in Thailand, not biased. Very different from the rest of Thailand. Why so, you might ask? Let me try and condense a millennium worth of history for you people. Human inhabitants of this area dated to around 500,000 BCE, as there are discoveries of Homo erectus remains dating to the same time period, the well-known one being Manut Hin Lampang. Fast forward to about the 3rd and the 7th century, the Lawa or Lua people founded many small communities and had Khun as their leader. They were mainly of animist beliefs. In some historical records, these natives are sometimes referred to as Naga, which in a nutshell is related to the word naked and means something along the line of uncivilized people. In the Jamatevi Wong, 3 hermits with the help of the Naga built a city, but they could not decide on who would become the leader. The 3 hermits sent an emissary south to the Mon kingdom of Lavo, asking for someone to rule their city. The king of Lavo sent his daughter, Jamatevi, as the queen of the city, which is named Haripunchai. Jamatevi also took many of the scribes, monks, and craftsmen from Lavo to her new kingdom. So in summary, these Naga built a city, invited a ruler from an Indianized domain to govern them, which shows the process of Indianization in this region. Back to the story in the Jamatevi Wong, a local Lawa chief named Khunlong Vilangkha, impressed by the beauty of Jamatevi, asked for a marriage, but she declined. Heartbroken and angry, he planned an attack on Haripunchai. But Jamatevi made an offer. It goes along the line of, if you could throw 2 javelins from Doisutep into the city, I'll marry you. So he made his first throw and a javelin landed right outside the city walls. Now Jamatevi is pretty scared that his second throw might land inside the city, so she offered him, I don't know what this is called in English, so I'll just insert the image here, and a hat painted with her period blood to Khunlong Vilangkha. So he ate the thing and put on the hat and made his second throw. Now this time it only landed at the foot of the hill due to the period blood. Being sad and couldn't marry the woman he loved, he threw another javelin into the sky and ended himself. The Lawa people then fled up into the mountains to escape the rules of the Mons of Haripunchai. I could tell you more about Haripunchai, but due to time constraint, we have to skip to the first Thai kingdom. No, it's not you, Suriyothai. After the beginning of the Thai migration in the 4th century, a group of Thai Yuan founded the kingdom of Nganyang. In 638, led by Payalawa Jangarat, the center of this kingdom is the city of Hiranakhon Nganyang, close to the modern-day city of Chiang. The kingdom's religion was heavily influenced by Haripunchai's Mon-style Theravada Buddhism, although animism was still heavily practiced alongside Buddhism. Fast forward to the 1230s, Lao Ming, the king of Nganyang and Nang Thep Khamkhai of Jianghung, had a son named Mang Rai. When he was 12, Mang Rai and his father founded the city of Jianghai. After his father passed away in 1262, Mang Rai moved the capital there. This shows that he had interest in expanding the kingdom southward in order to better connect with the southern states. Mang Rai showed great interest in taking over the rich kingdom of Haripunchai, but they are still powerful for Nganyang to face head-on. So a Lawa noble asked to be sent to cause discontent amongst the court in Haripunchai. Whilst this was on the way, Mang Rai founded Mueang Phang, about 100 kilometers north of Haripunchai, to act as a temporary base. Not important to the story, but Mang Rai also founded Jiangtung up north. Mang Rai campaigned all around his domain to centralize power. He also attacked the neighboring kingdom of Payao, but soon made an alliance with them and the Suriyothai kingdom, due to the Mongol threat from the north. 10 years later, Aifa sent a letter to Mang Rai telling everything was ready. Mang Rai and his army marched south. Once he arrived at Haripunchai, the gate was left open for him. Why? Well, Aifa told King Yiba of Haripunchai that it's better for him to flee to his son's city of Khelang, while Aifa would handle the defense of the city. After taking over Haripunchai, Mang Rai discovered that the city wasn't to his liking. So he went north and, according to the Chiang Mai Chronicle, he founded Vientiane. But due to the newly arrived Thai Yuan not using the flows of the rivers, the city had various water problems, whether it be droughts or flooding. And after some time, he then built Chiang Mai instead. Thus officially began the kingdom of Lanna. Also, the Mongols invaded Lanna, but due to local diseases, the invasion was doomed, although they did sack Jianghung. The elderly Mang Rai got struck by lightning when he was visiting the markets in 1311, according to the Chiang Mai Chronicle, but he could have just died from old age. After Mang Rai's passing, his son Jai Songkham became the next king. However, he doesn't like Chiang Mai that much and moved the court back to Jianghai, leaving his son Sanpo as a ruler of Chiang Mai. After he died, his son Sanpo, who also didn't like Chiang Mai and Jianghai, founded the city of Jiangsan. Kham Phu became the next king, and he still reigned from Jiangsan. Bloody hell, this period of Lanna history is called the Great Confusion for a reason. A fun fact about Kham Phu, in the Chiang Mai Chronicle, he was eaten by crocodile due to a curse relating to adultery. Kham Phu's son, Mahayuth, became the next king and moved the capital back to Chiang Mai. and ending the tradition of moving the capital after the death of every bloody king. Anyway, let's move on to his son, Guna, the eldest son of Mahayuth. During his reign, the relationship between Lanna and Ming China increased favorably, since Lanna became a tributary state of the Ming. With this status also came more favorable trade deals with China, which drastically improved the kingdom's prosperity. Guna had also introduced a new Lanka Buddhism bought from Suriyothai. With his newfound wealth, many structures were built in the kingdom, such as Pratat Doi Suthep. Fun fact, the term Lanna was first used during the reign of Guna. In prior documentations, the kingdom was simply referred to as Bingarata for the areas in the south and Yonarat for the areas up north. Guna kicked the bucket in 1385. The eldest son, San Meungma, became the next king. The man's name is literally translated as 100,000 city came to pay tribute, showing Lanna's regional might during this time. The eldest son of San Meungma, Sam Phanggan, during his reign 2 major events happened. One, the Ming invasion of Lanna, due to some shenanigans relating to the control of Jianghong, which both the Ming and Lannan claims as theirs. The issue was ultimately solved when the Ming withdrew. 2. He got overthrown by his son. The 6th son of Sam Phanggan, this boy had no chance of becoming king, but due to some problems with his father and a group of noblemen's encouragement, he overthrew his father. His elder brothers were obviously not happy and asked Ayutthaya to help overthrow him. The Ayutthayan army was repulsed due to Lanna having an advantage in firearms brought from the Chinese. This marks the end of the first phase of the Lannan Ayutthayan War. Whilst a tense peace with his southern neighbor was still around, he attacked Nan and Pre, his own tributary vassals, for the fact that Nan was a major salt producer. Note, sea salt farming wasn't introduced to Southeast Asia yet, so this would increase Lanna's wealth while drastically cutting Ayutthaya's salt supplies. Saltless Ayutthaya tried to invade Lanna again in 1448, and of course it failed. This back and forth border conflict went on for 30 years until 1471. Nobody won this war, but Lanna got to see such an ally from Ayutthaya. Despite the limited territorial gains, both sides lost a lot of men and their border regions were essentially wastelands, and especially for Lanna, this would prove to be devastating. Later on, when the tensions were low during the border war with Ayutthaya, Dilokarat would turn north and subdue his northern vassals. Albeit these campaigns were successful, it caused a resentment in the local Shan Jiaofai to the king in Chiang Mai. In 1479, the elderly Dilokarat got news that the Dai Viet invaded his ally of Lanchang and crushed the Laotian army, captured their capital of Xiangtong and now set on Nan. The Lao king rallied his troops and with the help of the Lannan army pushed back the Vietnamese. Now it is disputed on where the battle actually took place, but after the Viet was defeated, the governor of Nan sent severed heads of high-ranking Viet officials to the Ming. The Chinese were impressed by this feat, and it enhances Lanna's prestige and reliability in the eyes of the Ming. After this conflict, Lanna's golden age truly kicked off. Ming merchants came to Chiang Mai to exchange gold and silver coins for Indian textiles and forest goods. Whilst in other cities of Lanchang and Ayutthaya, these Chinese merchants would have just used copper and benzoin coins. Military technology from Ming China was also transferred to Lanna. In Chiang Mai, there were records of firearms and cannon manufacturing workshops. Many structures were built during Dilokarat's later years, including Wieng Jetlin and reconstructions of many war-torn regions. Also, the Emerald Buddha was moved to Chiang Mai during his reign. The elderly Dilokarat passed away in 1487. His grandson, Yot Jianghai, became the next king. His son, Tao Bunreang, was executed due to treasons. Yot Jianghai would prove to be an unpopular king, violating some customs and traditions by adopting a Chinese kid as his own and disinheriting his actual sons. The nobles weren't having it and had him exiled. The scars left by border war with Ayutthaya now showing itself off. The noble now wield massive power since Dilokarat gave them controls of the border regions while he was campaigning in the Shan states. Yot Jianghai's young son then took the throne with his mother as regent, this little boy named Meung Kiao. His reign would be the swan song years for Lanna. A lot of literatures were composed in Pali such as Jinaka Malipakon, Jamathevi Wong, and Chiang Mai Chronicle also started to be composed during this time. Once Meung Kiao grew up, he tried to take Suriyothai from Ayutthaya. This time Lanna did not possess the firepower advantage anymore. Ayutthaya hired some Portuguese mercenaries and Lanna's invasion attempt was repulsed. Ayutthaya even retook such an ally and plundered Phe and Lampang. Meung Kiao, seeing this threat, initiated a building campaign and had walls of border cities be strengthened. Most of the Buddha statues discovered from his reign were made entirely out of gold, which shows Lanna's prosperity even in this weakened state. Meung Kiao was fond of building temples and religious structures like his grandfather Dilokarat. However, unlike Dilokarat, he died young at only 42 years old. After Meung Kiao's death, the northern Jiaofar started to break away from Chiang Mai's authority. Inflation started to become a major concern for the court in Chiang Mai. Meung Kiao, the son of Meung Kiao, tried to be like his father and started many building projects. But since trade routes with China was cut off and Ayutthaya discovered sea salt farming from the Chinese, a lot of the kingdom's major income was cut off. These building projects would only add to the inflation problems of Lanna. The nobles were obviously not happy, so they exiled him and put his son on the throne. His son proved to be even more unpopular amongst the noble, so he was assassinated. Myeonggetgar was put back on the throne, but he was unwilling to bend to the nobles' demands, so they had him executed for allegedly going mad. His wife then acted as a regent for the land, whilst the nobles argued on who would become the next king. In the meantime, Ayutthaya invaded, but Mahayuth talked the Ayutthayan into leaving. The nobles then decided on the eldest son of the Lanchang king, who is the grandson of Myeonggeal, so they put the young boy on the throne. In 1551, an earthquake hit this region. Many structures were destroyed. The timing wasn't particularly good either, since our coalition of Shan states were marching on Chiang Mai. However, it was repulsed. After the king went to Lanchang and also became the king there, a faction of nobles weren't happy, so they took a guy from a Shan state of Mong Nai as king. Mahayuth Visuddhivong would prove to be an okay king. The relationship between Lanna and the Shan states were much better during his reign, although he was unpopular due to two main reasons. One, he banned animism in Lanna. Two, the other two major factions were still in support of the other king. Unfortunately, the ever-expanding Thongu dynasty of Burma were now setting eyes on Lanna and her Shan allies. Mahayuth, without the support of most nobles, did not have power to stop Baying Nong. He then surrendered Lanna to Burma in 1558. Although the two other factions of Jiangsan and Payaos resisted with the support of Lanshang, they were eventually crushed. You know, I tried to make these styles of documentary one episode, but bloody hell, I enjoy writing this a tad bit too much. So, see you next time when I finish making the second episode. Thank you very much, please leave a like and subscribe, see ya.